We're taking up an ordinance, a change to our existing ordinance, having to do with building safety, especially in multifamily buildings over a certain height. We used to require, and a lot of places required, that if you were over a certain height, they had to be built from steel and concrete as opposed to wood. And a few years ago, the state preempted cities from being able to have that kind of regulation. And so this is to bring us into alignment with that new state law, but also to require builders of those kinds of buildings to add a much more advanced sprinkler system to help ensure the same kind of safety that we were trying to accomplish with steel and concrete construction. As we've done really since the beginning of SPLOST in 2017 and 18, we have a pavement condition index that we work our way through. We grade every road in the city on a scale of 1 to 100, and every year we take up the ones that are in the worst condition and pave as far as we can go with the money available. So this year, this meeting will be considering a contract with Allied Construction that, if approved, would get us about 20 more roads resurfaced in the city. And I should say we've been pretty successful over these years with coming in under budget. And so when we do that and we have extra money available, we'll do an addendum at the end and tack on as many streets as we can get done for the money we have available. This housing study is kind of the first of two big steps toward getting a grip on our housing, what we have and what we need. And so this study, if approved, will be a complete inventory of every kind and type and size and shape and price range of housing in the city, whether that's multifamily or single family or townhomes, condos, anything like that. We will get a full assessment of everything that exists so that in the next step we can talk about what might be missing and what we want to encourage more of going into the future. It's important to note that this will also include areas very close to the city that may not be in the city limits, but certainly the housing affects what our needs are and where the gaps might be. So we're looking forward to really getting a stake in the ground and knowing what we have on hand, and then moving ahead with information that will help us make some good decisions about what to do going forward. Well, the most important way would be to stay in touch with your city council person. Everybody in the city is represented by 2 members of council and me as the mayor. And so you can always find us. Our emails and phone numbers are easily available. If you have a question about something, you can always find us to ask. A lot of these projects are worked on for a long time before they come up at one of our council meetings. That's usually toward the end of the process. And so there are opportunities at every council meeting where members of the public can speak during public comment at the beginning of the meeting. And a lot of the projects or ordinance changes require us to hold public hearings, which is a formal time to hear from constituents about a specific project. But I would encourage everyone to keep an eye on our agendas. They're always published ahead of time so that if you see an item that concerns you or interests you, you have at least a few days in there to talk to your council member, either to ask a question or voice yourself. And just encourage you to stay in touch all the time. We have a great website, we have social media, all sorts of outlets where we're trying to get information out to people. So avail yourselves of that, but also stay in touch with us as your elected representatives.